All right, here we go. So before we start, let me just point out. So you're about to watch me make an omelet, but the thing is, this isn't a how to make an omelet channel. In fact, this isn't going to be a how to make anything type of food channel. If I will consider, however, is whatever I cook, I'll put it down in the description. And the reason why I don't want this to be a cooking channel is because I just feel like there's a million other channels that are going to show you a better way to do it. I can show you my way to do it. You're going to see my way to do it. But in the process of making this, I've done an omelet so many times, and yet I'm going to fuck up the omelet. And you're going to, maybe you don't catch it, but I'm going to fuck it up. Maybe the whole thing's a big fuck up. And so I'm talking about how this is not a food channel. I'm looking at this. I'm trying to give you context. So what I'm doing right now is I'm measuring out the food, and the reason why is because I like to count my macros. So I know I need to know how much is in the meat, how much is in the cheese. And as I get better at counting my macros, I'll get a little more relaxed. And maybe I won't have to weigh out food as much. It's just like working in the kitchen. Eventually you just know how much an ounce feels in your hand. Or when I used to roll 8 ounce, no, 10 ounce burger balls at this hotel I used to work with. And man, sometimes I would just do that like for an entire shift. And me and this other guy, the prep cook, we would just see who could get the closest to it. And I think the best I got was like a 7, a streak of 7, just perfect 10 ounce fucking burger patties. That was really fun. But anyway, I don't even know what the point to all that was. So I'm a line cook in case you haven't picked up on that already. I've been working in kitchens for 6 years now. Mostly I've worked in some high-end hotel kitchens. I've worked at low-end hotel kitchens, and everything in between. I started when I was 30, and the thing is, in kitchens, I've noticed that most everyone starts when they're like 15. Everyone's just, they started off as a dishwasher or whatever, and I immediately just I started on pantry, and it was a pretty solid opportunity. And the alternative to that was working at a car wash. And so I thought, you know what? I'd been working at a gas station for, let's say, 5 years, maybe not that long, but it certainly felt for like a long time, maybe 3 years. But after working at a gas station that long, you end up eating everything, at least 3 times over. And one thing I didn't want to have to worry about again was eating at work, because I would get hungry and I just needed food. And so I'm like, you know what, I'm going to take this restaurant job. And the first time we had a rush, which was, it was a very small, like, little restaurant. So let's just say 80. And that's not much. I'm thinking about 80 is nothing. That's like a kind of like a slow night for me. I don't know. I like that rush. I didn't know what I was doing. I was clumsy. And everyone remembers their first time working the line on a rush. You suck, and you know it, and everyone knows it. But I don't know, man. I liked it, and I kept coming back, and it's been 6 years, and I almost feel disrespectful when I just, like, it doesn't feel like a job. I don't feel like I'm working hard at all. At all. I had a Christmas late lunch that went into dinner. I think that was from like 5:30 to 9:30 at night, and we did 550. Maybe that's not a lot to you, but that's the most I've ever done, and it just didn't. That ticket machine did not stop, man. The thing was on the ground. Our rail, each station had its own rail. I was doing pantry, and it was a 2-person pantry, So we had all the starters. So we had the regular menu items, then we had the holiday, the Christmas dinner stuff, and then we had prep tables where we had other stuff. So fuck, man. I mean, we definitely got hit the hardest first. But 550, and I just, fuck, man, I love it. I mean, my face is flushing just thinking about how exciting that is, the adrenaline. Um, but yeah, so one of the things I enjoy doing is if I'm not at work, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. A lot of YouTube videos. And one day I typed in line cook, and I felt like all I saw was, I mean, maybe the word's wrong, but I call it fluff videos, kind of like just maybe like line cook propaganda. Something for someone who doesn't work in a kitchen would look at it and be like, oh man, that's so cool, that's so badass. And for me, it's like, that's really fucking corny, you know? There was nothing. And then one day I had a stage at a nice hotel kitchen, and I looked up and I found a YouTube channel, and that YouTube channel told me how to prepare for a high-end stage, and it worked. I got the job. I worked there for about 5 months, and I hated every moment of it. That's definitely another story. But I continued watching his content, and I enjoyed it very much. But I eventually felt kind of disconnected from it, just because this guy focused a lot on Michelin style restaurants, the trends, the high end, and I like cooking, but not like that. You know, I'm definitely not someone that I guess I'm too rebellious. That's really what it is. I'm just too rebellious. I mean, I know my place in the kitchen. I know the chef. I respect, the pecking order. I'm the guy. I get it, But there's something about high-end kitchens, and I understand it. I mean, if you look, you look at athletes like Jordan or people like Lance Armstrong, or at least, I mean, what you hear from these people is just like, yeah, you know what, you gotta get up their ass a little bit, you gotta push it and all that. And I had experienced a taste of that at this high-end restaurant that I got the job at, and I didn't like the feeling of, I feel like I'm just a piece of equipment. I don't need to be like some hippie, oh hey, um I'm a person too, but I'm a fucking person too, man. You can't talk to me a certain way, man. That shit ain't gonna fly. Um, well, it looks like I'm flipping this over. This is the most hideous omelet I have ever made. I mean, it even fucking opened up like a taco. And the thing is, I work at a place where every Saturday we make omelets. What kind of shishuka omelet, and they look a million fucking times better than that. But listen, I work in nice kitchens. I can make really nice, good-looking food. I don't give a shit when I'm making breakfast, man. I'm just trying to eat. I don't even want to cook. If I had someone cook food for me, I'd love that. That's not the case. Um, I've taken like 4 or 5 takes trying to figure out what to talk about over this, and this one has been the smoothest one. Although I'm thinking back now, I'm thinking maybe it's the one with least, like, it doesn't have a very coherent topic, story, but I felt very comfortable recording it. I'll record another video later and see if I can figure out something better to talk about, or maybe I'll just continue telling like little line cook stories and my perspective on stuff. I don't know, man. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, unlike if you didn't like it, that's cool too. Comment. You can follow me at a hoe named Sway on Instagram. And thanks for watching.